Why do some people have the power to change others without a single harsh word, without force, without pressure, while most people try their entire life and fail? What is that secret? And why is nobody talking about it? Today, we are concluding how to influence and influence people. This is part 4, the final part. And this part is not about making friends. It's not about influencing people. This part is about becoming a leader who can change people without making them feel small, without hurting them, without creating resentment. And Dale Carnegie, in this final section, gives us 9 principles that the greatest leader in history have silently followed. By the way, if you are new here, I am Megha, and on this channel we talk about public speaking, communication and self-growth. If you are someone who wants to speak better, lead better and grow better, then this channel is exactly where you need to be. Make sure you subscribe because we are just getting started. Let me tell you about Raj. Raj was a team manager in a mid-sized company. He had a team of 6 people and his team was doing well. But there was one person who was constantly struggling. His name was Aryan. Aryan was not lazy. He was not careless. He genuinely tried. But somehow he kept making the same mistakes again and again. The deadline were being missed. The report had errors and the rest of the team was getting frustrated. Now any other manager would have called Aryan out in a team meeting in front of everyone, but Raj was different. One evening, after everyone had left the office, Raj walked up to Aryan's desk and sat down next to him, not across from him, next to him. And he said, "Aryan, before anything else, I want to tell you something. The way you show up every single day, the effort you put in, the fact that you never give up, this is something I genuinely respect. Not everyone has that." Aryan looked up. He was not expecting this. Raj continued, "But I want to talk to you about something, and I want you to know I'm not saying this to put you down. I'm saying this because I believe you are capable of so much more." Aryan nodded. Then Raj did something unexpected. He said, "You know, Aryan, when I was at your position, I made the exact same mistake. I missed deadlines, I submitted reports with errors, and I thought I was working hard. So why is this happening to me?" And then my manager sat me down, just like this, and helped me see what I was missing. I didn't figure it out alone. Someone showed me. And today I want to do the same for you. Aryan's eyes changed. The defensiveness was gone. And then Raj asked, "Tell me something. When you're working on a report, what does your process look like?" Aryan started explaining. And as he spoke, he himself started realizing where things were going wrong. Raj didn't point fingers, he just asked the right questions. By the end of that conversation, it was Aryan who said, "I think I know what I need to change." Raj smiled. He didn't give a single order. He didn't embarrass Aryan. He didn't lecture him. And yet, something shifted in Aryan that evening. He came back the next day with a completely different energy. Not because Raj forced him to change, but because Raj made him feel worth changing for. Now, if you look at this story carefully, you will find 4 principles hiding inside it. 4 principles that Raj silently followed without Aryan even realizing it. Let's find them. Principle number 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Remember when Raj sat down next to Aryan? The very first thing he said was, "I genuinely respect your dedication." He didn't start with the mistake. He started with appreciation. And that one moment made Aryan stop being defensive and actually listen. Because people don't accept correction from someone who makes them feel small. They accept it from someone who makes them feel valued. Think about it. If your parents came to you and said, "You're always on your phone, put it down," what would you say? You would say, "No, I'm not," even though your screen time is 6 to 8 hours. But if they say, "Your results are improving, we're really proud of you," but we feel if you rest your eyes a little, you will do even better. Suddenly you will actually think about it. Same message, completely different reaction. This is the power of starting with appreciation. Principle number 2. Call attention to mistakes indirectly. Raj never once said, "Aryan, you're doing this wrong." He asked, "What does your process look like?" And Aryan himself found the mistake. That is the power of indirection. When you point fingers, people protect themselves. When you ask the right questions, people discover the truth themselves. And that hits so much deeper. Think about it. If your teacher said in front of the whole class, you didn't study at all, that's why you fail, would you sit and think, yes, I should study more? Or would you just want to disappear from the classroom? But if that same teacher called you aside and asked, tell me, how do you prepare for exams? You would actually open up. And somewhere in that conversation, you yourself would realize where you were going wrong. Same problem, completely different approach. This is the power of indirection. Principle number 3. Talk about your own mistakes first. Before saying anything about Aryan, Raj said, I made the exact same mistakes when I was at your position. That one line removed all the distance between them. Aryan stopped feeling judged because Raj wasn't speaking as a superior. He was speaking as someone who had been through the same struggle. Humility from a leader is not weakness. It is the fastest way to earn someone's trust. Think about it. If someone who is ahead of you, someone you look up to said, I have been exactly where you are. I have made the same mistakes. I have felt the same frustration. Would you not immediately drop every wall, every defense, and just listen? But if that same person come to you like they are perfect and started telling you what to do, would you feel inspired or would you feel judged? Principle number 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Raj never told Aryan what to do. He asked, what do you think we can do to make sure this doesn't happen again? And by the end of conversation, it was Aryan who said, I think I know what I need to change. That is the magic of asking. When people come up with the solution themselves, they don't just follow it, they own it. And nobody fights against their own idea. Think about it. If your teacher stood in front of the class and said, you will all study 2 hours daily, no excuses, how many of you actually did it? But if that same teacher called you aside and asked, tell me, how much time do you think you need to actually get better at this? Now you are not following an order. You are following your own decision, and nobody ever fight against their own idea. Now you have seen how Raj changed one person. But what about changing someone who has already given up on themselves? Imagine a girl named Priya. Priya wanted to be a dancer. She had been training for 3 years. But in her last performance, she forgot the steps in front of everyone. The crowd went silent. She walked off the stage and never went back. Her coach Meera could see what was happening. Priya was not just avoiding dance, she was avoiding herself. One day, Meera called her. She didn't say, Priya, you have to come back. She said, I remember your first day. You fell 3 times in one practice and you got up all 3 times laughing. That is not something everyone can do. Priya didn't say anything, but something shifted inside her. The next week, Meera saw her practicing alone in the corner. She didn't make a big deal of it. She just walked up and said, that turn you just did was better than anything I saw last month. Priya looked up. Meera continued, you know, I have always told people that you have something rare. Most people have technique, but you have feeling, and feeling cannot be taught. Priya's eyes filled up. Meera then said, the regional competition is in 6 weeks. I think you should perform, and I think you will surprise everyone, including yourself. Priya didn't feel pressured, she felt chosen. She came back the next day, and the day after, and the day after that. And on the day of competition, she didn't just perform, she owned the stage. Now, if you look at this story carefully, you will find 5 principles hiding inside it. 5 principles that Meera silently followed without Priya even realizing it. Let's find them. Principle number 5. Let the other person save face. Meera never brought up what happened on the stage. She never discussed it in front of others. She called Priya privately because she understood that humiliation never heals a person. It only breaks them further. A person whose dignity is protected will always find the strength to try again. Principle number 6. Praise every improvement. When Meera saw Priya practicing alone in the corner, she didn't ignore it. She walked up and said, the turn you just did was better than anything I saw last month. She didn't wait for a big achievement. She celebrated a small one, because small praises creates big momentum. Principle number 7. Give a fine reputation to live up to. Meera told Priya, You have something rare. Most people have technique, but you have feelings. And feeling cannot be taught. She didn't just encourage Priya, she gave her an identity. And when someone believes you're capable of greatness, you start believing in yourself. And then you work so hard to prove them right. Principle number 8. Use encouragement. Make faults seem easy to correct. Meera never said, you have so much to fix. She said, that turn was better than last month. She made progress feels possible. Because when a fault feels too big, people gave up. But when it feels fixable, they try. Principle number 9. Make them happy about doing what you suggest. Meera didn't say you have to perform in the competition. She said, I think you will surprise everyone, including yourself. Priya didn't feel pressured. She felt chosen. And that is the difference between a leader who commands and a leader who inspires. So the next time you want to change someone, ask yourself, are you leading them or are you just pushing them? Because the greatest leader in history never forced anyone. They made them feel so valued, so seen, so capable that change became inevitable. Now tell me in the comment, which of these 9 principles do you think you need the most right now? Be honest, because that answer might change everything for you. And if this video added even 1% value to your growth today, make sure you subscribe, because every week we talk about things that actually makes a difference. Public speaking, communication, and becoming the best version of yourself. I will see you in the next one.